Hey loves, welcome back to our Cash Rewards Financial Tea. So in our last episode, I told you guys how Cash Rewards credit cards are the bag. And this episode, we're definitely going to talk about how you want to set all of that up. Now, in this particular episode, we're going to be reviewing a bunch of questions, things to review, etc. We're going to be going over all of that. So as far as like how to break it down, how to look for it, how to search for it, etc., etc., I got you. So even though I'm giving you all of this delightful information, it's always best to definitely make sure you are following what works for you. So I could tell you one thing, but if that's not what works for you, then don't do it. So before we begin, definitely make sure you understand that, this is a process and mistakes are going to happen. They're just a part of learning. So if something does not go according to how you had planned it, according to how we had discussed it, don't get upset, don't get mad, don't get frustrated, pissed, or irate. I mean, I'm not telling you to sit there and be like, oh, okay. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that if you do get upset, if you do get pissed off, mad, frustrated, irate, okay, fine. But then let it go. Don't stay in that way. Don't stay in that emotion because, as y'all know, it's low vibrational and is the opposite as far as staying in line with abundance. So just remember that it is okay to be upset. It is okay to be frustrated, to be pissed and annoyed, whatever. It's okay to be that, but it's not okay to sit in that, to dwell, to remain in that way. So let it go. Appreciate what you now know. And with that being said, let's get this started. So, anyways. So first things first, we need to do a self-assessment, right? So when I say self-assessment, what I'm talking about is what do you spend your money on? That's the question that you need to ask yourself. Mind you, you're going to need pen and paper. You're probably not going to want to do this while we're watching the video, but you're probably going to want to go back and review all of these questions. Or you can just go to the blog and read all of the questions, but however you want to float your boat. Because I love y'all. So anyways, so the first things first, self-assessment. What do you spend your money on? Okay. You have to, or make sure you make a list of everything that you swipe your card on, everything you will swipe your card on, everything that you have swiped your card on. Make sure you make a list of all of that. Okay. And then also consider if you spend cash. Do you spend cash? If you spend cash, ew. I don't know why you do that. But no, so if you spend cash, then put that in a separate list and see if that's something that you could probably be using your credit card for. I mean, there are some things that you pay cash for that's inevitable, but either way, if you spend cash, I mean, I don't really think that they would take dollar bills at the strip club. I mean, dollar bills. I don't really think that the strippers would expect a credit card. I'm just saying, swipe here. No, I don't. Hard pass. Yo, I'm rolling with the jokes today. Okay. Focus. All right. So no, seriously. Once you make that list, you've got everything that you use your card for. You've got everything that you would use cash for. If you can use your card for those cash items, then definitely make sure you transition that to your card list. Okay. So basically now you want to just kind of categorize it. Now, when you were writing it, you probably wrote it in categories because you probably have an analytical mind like myself. So that's cool for you. But if you didn't write it and you just kind of all over the place, then make sure you categorize it. Categorizing in groceries, fast food restaurant, gas, car gas, bills such as utilities, cable, phone, Hulu, Netflix, all your monthly subscriptions. And then shopping items pet care, all of your necessities, etc. And then you have your leisure items. I personally would consider leisure items as something that you don't necessarily need, but you end up buying anyways, more clothes. Because I told y'all, me, clothes, closet full, don't need any. But sometimes I find myself buying some, so that's that. All right, so once you do that, once you have your list together and you are ready to move on, the second part of that is going to be the nitty gritty, the research, okay? At this point now, you're going to go ahead and start, researching your credit cards and looking at, who has what kind of card, who's got what kind of offers going on, etc. So basically, you're just going to create a list of CashRewards credit cards. Now, in that list, what I would suggest is you definitely want to start with whatever banks that you're with right now. And then once you start with what you know, which are the banks that you're with, then you start with familiar commercials that you've seen. Any commercials that come to mind, any commercials that you know firsthand, like they definitely do CashRewards. Also, think about this. A lot of banks, they do points and cash. So even if the first thing that comes to your mind is like a points commercial, then still write that down, because most likely they probably have CashRewards cards too. I mean, you don't have one without the other. My bad, y'all. So it's early in the morning, and it's not that early because the sun's up. But yeah, and my cat, she's like pew 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 pew. Yeah, so she's doing the business. She getting her exercising, okay? Anyways. All right, so you write down the commercial banks, you write down the banks that you are banking with, right? So then what you want to do now is go ahead and start researching other banks, because I mean, you're probably with what, one or two, maybe three banks, depending on who you are. Couldn't tell you. Then you probably already know one or two, maybe three commercials, maybe four. I don't know how much you watch TV. I particularly don't, so I got nothing. But no, so you probably got what, maybe 6 cards on your list. I mean, don't get me wrong, 6 is great, but you still want to make a list of like 10. And the only reason why I say that is because after you make your list, like you're going to go through and you're going to pull up each individual but each individual bank. You're going to go to them and not physically, but online. You're going to go online and you're going to look up each individual card, and you're going to find out what their specifications are. You're going to find out what do they offer cashback on, okay? So are they limited in like gas, food, events only? Like what are their rules and regulations? And you're basically looking for, even though you're writing all these down or just like making notes here and there, chicken scratch, I don't care how you do it, but you're basically making these notes so that you know like who's going to give you more bang for your buck, basically. Now, the goal is you want a card that is going to give you a % cash back on every transaction, okay? You don't really want a card that's going to limit you to these certain things, because that's kind of like, are you guys familiar with couponing, right? So there's 2 different kinds of couponings. There's the couponing where you're buying 2 for 3. There's the couponing where you're going in and you got all these coupons, but now instead of you grocery shopping for the things that you actually want and only spending 15 cents after you done loaded up your cart with like 100 items, now you're spending like $300 because you had all these coupons, and all these coupons, they seemed great, but as you're ringing it up, you're using the coupon, and you find out that you're spending more and more money because really you're not actually saving. Like as far as coupon is concerned, you didn't save anything. So you don't want a card that is going to limit you on what it is that you can get cash back on, because that's pointless, okay? You want cash back on everything, okay? All right, so make that list, review it. And if you don't have like a lot of like cards on that list or banks on that list, however you want to call it, if you don't have a lot on the list, then what you can always do is get on Google and just Google it. or Safari. I don't know if you guys use Safari. I'm not a fan of it when I was using it, but anyways. No, so if you don't have a lot, then just look it up. You can type in cash rewards, you can type in cash rewards cards, cash rewards credit cards, type that in, and then you'll get a list. Trust me, you'll get a list. You'll also notice that there will be what do you call it? There will be some websites that will basically show you like a list of cash rewards cards. That website could probably help you out. I mean, it's a compiled list and like one website with like 20 cards on it. So that would definitely help you out as well. And if you want to just use that and go by what they say, then definitely do that. But I will note, pay attention whenever you're doing the research with articles like that. Pay attention to the dates. You don't want something that's from like 2016, 2015, 2005. Like, you don't want old articles. You want the most current, the most recent. At this point now, it is 2020. So obviously I won't say that you're not going to, because, somebody might be on their game, but you're probably not going to find something that's 2020. So you want stuff that's like from 2019. 2018 is okay, but you got to think about it. Like, a lot of things change, like a lot of offers that website could have been talking about may no longer exist, or it might be altered. So definitely make sure you look for an article that is up to date, and to be honest with you, I don't use websites that don't show their dates on there, because to me, I don't know how old you are. I don't know how outdated you are, how current you are. And don't get me wrong, the information might be great, but if I can't verify with a timestamp as far as how great this information is or how relevant this information is, then I usually just tend to stay away from it, because like I said, I don't know if you're outdated now. That might have been great 10 years ago. And now here we are in 2020, and no, that information is not relevant at all. So be mindful of that, okay? Also, make sure you're reviewing how you're getting your cash back. So when you're writing your list, definitely write down, the different type of ways that they allow you to use the card. Also write down the percentages too, because you want to know who gives you the most bang for your buck. But definitely look into and do the research for each individual card, which is really just clicking on terms of use and figuring out what it says or reading what it says, I mean. But make sure you look at how you're going to receive your cash, because you don't want to do all this work. You do not want to do all of this work and then find out that you can't get your cash back. Like, not that you can't get it back, but that they have stipulations like, oh, you're only able to do it on the 21st of the month or some kind of craziness. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you're going to be withdrawing the cash as fast as you use it, but when you are ready to withdraw it, you don't want to come into, I done saved up like $1,000 some odd dollars, which means that you were using your card for years and did not touch it. I won't say years. It just depends on how much you're spending. Anyways, you don't want to have like hundreds and thousands on the cash rewards and then go to withdraw it, and now there's like fees. Now there's like stipulations. You can't transfer here. You can't transfer. No, you don't want to find out that, because then like you'll be pissed, and then again, low vibrational. So make sure you look into that. Look and see if you can transfer to your account with your current bank that you're with, because most likely you'll probably end up going with the bank that you're with. At least I did, because Navy Federal is the shit. Child. Make sure you are looking to see that they don't have those fees, those stipulations. You can only transfer on like a Tuesday. Like, that's extreme, I know, but that's the example that I want to give you. And then also, make sure they do not expire. That is the craziest thing that I have ever heard. How dare ye tell me that I cannot transfer all this hard-earned cash rewards after 30 days, after 90 days? How dare you tell me that this expires after a certain point in time? Who you think you is? So I'm just going to spend my money and then you just going to take it back? You ain't doing that. I ain't do all this for nothing. So no. Now, if you find that there is a cash rewards card that expires, don't even put that on your list. I mean, you can put it at the bottom of your list if you want to, but I ain't even that optimistic. I wouldn't even put them on my list because it's a waste of time. Like, I'm not doing all this so that you can expire, because that's one other thing for you to have to look at, that's one other thing for you to have to consider. And the idea isn't for you to be frustrated, or for you to be, I got to do this and I got to do that by this date, by that date. No, that's not the idea. The idea is for this to be effortless. Okay. So you effortlessly, did I say that right? Effortlessly. You effortlessly swipe your card anyways. So you don't want to be concerned or be stuck. You just don't want to put yourself in that box. That's what I'm looking for. You don't want to put yourself in that box. That's not the point of this. Because if you're putting yourself in the box, then why do it? Because that's unnecessary stress, and we want to be stress free. I don't know. Anyways. Okay. So all right, so there's nothing else on that. Just make sure you're documenting these things. Make sure you're going through and you're like, okay, I got this, I got that, I got that. Okay, make sure you're writing these things down. I don't know if your writing is legible or not, but make sure you're categorizing these things and you're jotting these notes down, etc. Okay. So the last part to do, the best part, is compare and decide. Now, me particularly, as I'm doing this, I'm kind of comparing and putting these in categories anyways, because I'm analytical like that. But if you're not, and you just went through the list and was just like, okay, step 1, she said, write this down. Step 2, she said, look up the cards and write those down. Okay, now step 3 for you would be to compare and decide. So at this point, you have your expenses and the banks, right? 2 different lists. So now what you want to do is you just want to compare and see, where you spend your money at the most, and then who's going to give you the most bang for your buck. Now, again, if it is a card that gives you cash back on every transaction, then obviously that one you don't even have to compare. That one is right there, top of your list. But you do want to consider other cards thereafter, just in case, because you never know what could happen, So go ahead and look at what you spend versus the banks and what they offer, and then just see who fits you the best. Because like I said, I can say what I say, but only you know what's best for you. Okay? So narrow down your list. And then hopefully, if there aren't any entire cashback cards, entire cashbacks on all your transactions, then just start to narrow it down. Start checking off your list. And now at this point, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but I want to reiterate, you want to narrow down your list, okay? You want to make sure that you know who's who and who's what, and as far as, who's going to give you the most bang for your buck, okay? Okay? All right, so once you narrow down your list, once you've okay, this card is awesome, that card is awesome, that card, nah, find and pick and settle on one card. Let me say that again. Find, pick, and settle on one card, okay? Don't say, you know what, all 3 of these are great, I can't choose. No. Settle on one card. Because like I said earlier, the point of this is not for you to be stressed out. The point of this is not for you to go grabbing every single card that you can. No. You want to start off slow. Now, obviously, you want to keep this list, somewhere, because maybe 6 months down the road, a few months down the road, I won't put a number on it, but maybe a few months down the road, several months down the road, you're like, okay, you know what? I got this. We're doing a pretty good job. Let's go ahead and add another card. Maybe even a year down the road, whatever. Definitely want to just start with one card, okay? And I'm not saying that I'm being a pessimist, because that's not what I'm doing. What I'm saying is, if this isn't something that you're already doing, if you don't already have a CashRewards card, okay, then, or if you don't already even have a credit card, then this is not something where you should just be jumping out there with multiple cards. No, I don't say that. And I'm not saying that you can't handle it. What I am saying is that as far as being responsible is concerned, you try the one card and get yourself into a rhythm with that, and then go from there, okay? You never really know what can happen. So you always want to prepare. And I always say that, sorry, there's like birds outside. They're like so awesome. They're like right here by my window. Distraction. Anyways, no, seriously though. So it's not that you never really want, it's not that you never really know. It's just more along the lines of you just want to be cautious. Just be careful, okay? Just start with one card. Just keep it simple. That's what it is. Keep it simple. Start with one card and go from there. You can expand later, you know, several months, several years, whatever, not several years, several, you know, a few months, several months, a year, whatever your time frame is, whatever your level of comfortability is, that's what I want you to stick to. Because again, everybody's different. Everyone, what is the word? Everyone adapts differently, okay? So start with one, and then based on how you're doing, how everything is flowing for you, you know, when the dust settles, then go ahead and pick up that other card. But meantime, between time, I'm only recommending that you start with one card, okay? Don't overdo it. Just don't. Don't overdo it. Don't overwhelm yourself. Don't want to stress yourself out. This is meant to be easy, meant to be stress-free. It's supposed to be an enjoying process. No, you're supposed to enjoy the process. Good Lord, let me get my words together. All right, so enjoy the process, you know, really soak in watching your cash build. Really soak that in, because I don't know, I like it. I'm just like, okay, I see you building them. I see you adding them. You don't went from this to that. Okay, I see you, you know, like, I don't know. It's just fun. It's fun for me. But anyways, so no, I want you to really actually have fun doing this. I want you to have fun. I want you to enjoy. I want you to like kind of like make a game out of it, you know? Like what? Y'all know I go on these tangents, so I'm trying not to go on these tangents because y'all know my videos be like hella long, okay? But no, so make that list, right? We're going to do a recap. You're going to make your list of expenses. Then you're going to make your list of credit cards. And then you're going to compare. And once you compare, you're going to settle on one card. What was that? One card, okay? And then after you settle on that one card, then apply, okay? I don't know what you're comfortable with, whether it be online, whether it be going to the bank, whether it be calling them up, whatever your level of comfortability is, whatever your extent of computer usage is, because, you know, there are still some people out there that aren't really computer savvy or don't really trust the internet, whatever your reasons are, no judgment here, but however you want to do that, even if you want to mail it in, whatever, just apply for that one card, okay? So, have fun, enjoy the process, really soak in watching that cashback build up, okay? Because, you know, at some point, I don't know, like maybe some years down the road, that all of this cashback that you're getting, all of this hard work that you're doing, swiping that card, might be the down payment for your, I don't know, dream house. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And it was effortless. And now you're like, oh my God, look at this. Now I'm about to get this house that I want. Boom, baby. Okay, I'm sorry. But no, seriously though, dream on. Like, if there is anything that I want you to do as far as 2020 is concerned, it is dream big, okay? Do not limit yourself as far as what your dreams are. Do not do that. No one else can tell you what you're allowed to dream on, what you're allowed to dream of, what you're allowed to dream about. Your dream is your dream for that specific reason, because it is yours, no one else's, okay? Okay? Sorry, I had to get a little serious, because I know some people will be like, oh, well, some people say no. That's their limiting belief, not yours. That's their lack of talent in that area, not yours, okay? If you want to dream on that, then dream on that. Maybe instead of it being a house for you, maybe it's the money that you need for a car, the money that you need for your motorcycle. Hell, it could be money that you accumulate and end up going on a vacation, a cruise ship, go to another whole damn continent for all I care, okay? Okay? Hard-earned money, okay? Get you your dreams. Or effortless money. Get you your dreams. Anyways, on that note, you guys, I love you guys. You guys are awesome. And I appreciate your support. most definitely. So, with that being said, peace, love, and blessings. Ashe, ashe, my loves. So, wait, you guys, there's more. I definitely did not mention credit because credit is important. I mean, it's a credit card, so credit is something that you should consider. So, keep in mind that credit is obviously going to be a factor. Now, if you have great credit, you are going to be absolutely fine. However, if you are on the fair and poor side of credit, then there are articles, like I mentioned before, where they tell you, type of credit cards, but there are also articles where they actually will tell you or give you an idea on the credit range that you need to be in. So you can definitely look up those credit card compilation articles. So just type in like credit score, credit cards, basically, and you'll get a bunch of stuff. Some of that will show up in Credit Karma. Some of that Karma. What the hell's Karma? No, but yeah. So some of that will show up in articles where they literally go through the list and they tell you like the different types. Credit Karma, I believe, does the same thing as well. But just keep that in mind. Now, if you have poor credit and you're going through these things and you're finding that you're not seeing anything in the range of your credit score, then that's fine too. I still say make that list. I still say, do everything that I just said to go over, because remember I said this is a series. So I got you. We will be discussing that, okay? So hang in there. Do not, oh man, we can't do it, our credit wall. Don't do that. Don't build that wall, okay? And also, for real, even though you know what your credit is, and even though it may be poor credit, if you choose that one card and you decide to apply anyway, it's one card, okay? You're not applying for a bunch of them. Do not get discouraged if you are not approved, okay? Because like I said, this is a series and I got you, okay? Another thing, so if you did not write everything down that I was telling you, all of the steps, if you did not write these things down, then you're fine. I know earlier I said you'll need pen and paper, but I also did mention before that, at least I think I did, that everything is going to be in our blog. If you have been following me for a while, then you know you do not get a vlog without a blog, okay? And you should know that everything that I say is in a blog, okay? It is linked together. My blog is on the vlog down below. And as far as my article is concerned, on the blog, the video is above all of, I guess, the words? However you want to say that. You know what I'm saying. So I always keep the blog and the vlog together. They mirror each other, okay? So if you ain't write anything down, you're fine. You do not have to sit here. I'm not going to make you rewind and press play and rewind. I'm not going to make you do that. I have everything written out for you, okay? I do all the work. All y'all got to do is just watch and read, or read and watch, whichever one you prefer. Okay, so last but not least, you guys, I want to put this out there, okay? All of this that we're doing, this credit, cash rewards, credit card business, all this that we're doing, we are not doing it for our health. This is my T quote of the day. We are not doing this for our health. We are doing this for our wealth, okay? So with that, I'll holler at y'all later.